Alright, how's everyone going? Welcome to Forza Horizon. I'm just going to quickly see if I can't ditch this music, because that shit gonna get me in trouble. Radio volume, none. Can I turn off menu music? Yeah, that's the streamer mode, so I'm not sure quite how that works, but let's get started. There's still music in the background. I don't know if that is going to affect too much, but hey, here we are, drifting on Forza. This will be a short but sweet stream. I don't have a chat. There'll be probably very little interaction. Most of this is just going to be for footage collection for YouTube. Just sorting out my to-do list sort of thing that I got going on here. Okay. Alright, so first things first, car selection. This is going to be probably the biggest factor of drifting, because not every car can. So I've got some that I've built already, but for the sake of this, I'm going to build one with you guys straight from scratch. I'll see if I got one that I've got already in my garage that I haven't touched yet. These are the Formula Drift. If you have the Formula Drift pack, then by all means just grab one of those. All these concepts will still apply to those. Here we go. You know what? I reckon this will do it. Let's jump in here into the Civic Type R. We go straight to the upgrades and tuning. Now, you don't need to worry too much about what's in it, so long as it is as thick as you can get it. You want it to be absolutely chunking. Excellent. And then we go into custom upgrades to fine tune what we've got. So now we've got it all powered up, ready to go. Super stocked. And that's what we want. We want it all filled up. But what's important is the drive chain. We want to make sure that it's rear wheel drive. For practicing, I recommend all wheel drive. If you're a, yeah, my drifting buddies are going to kick my ass for this one, but all wheel drive for practicing. Take it to a paddock and work on just throwing your car around. I'll show you that later on with a different one. Right now we're going to build something stronger. Put in a rear wheel drive chain. We don't need to convert it aspiration wise. It should already have a turbo in it. It does not. We do need to put a turbo in it, so make sure that happens. Bam, there she is. And we're going to chuck that in there. Buy and install parts. Basically, we're just trying to get this thing with as much flat torque as possible. We're not looking for top speed too much, just straight up torque. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here's our turbo. Fill that shit up. Fantastic. Wheels, nice and thick. Compound, you want to have probably... the Horizon ones, they just look kind of cool, I guess. Nice and thick, these should already be there. Front one's a little bit thinner than your rear. And that's pretty much built up. Now we move on to tuning. View our basket, get all that installed. There she goes. Right, now let's take it out, see where it's at, just as is, now that we got this stuff in there. Ooh. She sounds nice. Oh my god. I don't even know what the fuck I've done to this thing. Wait, okay, well she lets go, so that's what's important. Alright, let's flick around a bit. Alright, we're a little weak in the third gear, but she pulls on early. We can clutch kick for that.
You have arrived at your destination.
This is a zippy little thing, this is. It slides really, really well, so I like that. I can kind of feel where it needs a bit of work. It definitely needs to be lowered a lot, and we need to adjust the tyres. So we're going to bust out the old tuning, and I'll talk you through it. You can do that straight from the menu by tabbing over to cars and just go straight up tune car. You don't even have to do anything. Now, tyre pressure. You do want to reduce just a little bit. Now, I tend to bring it down to about 1.8, 1.7 on both sections of the tyres. This just helps with them holding the ground. It keeps the wheels grabbing when you want, especially when it's wet, because it's London, it rains a lot. So you're spending more time on wet roads than on dry roads. So you want some nice soft tyres to help grab. That'll work really, really nicely. Gearing ratio. Now, this one is pretty goddamn tough early on. Now this actually is probably where a lot of your time will be spent in tuning. I'm going to bring this forward a little bit because that third gear was a little tame at the early revs there. So I'm going to bring that in. That should just bring me a little bit more power in my higher gears at the sacrifice of a bit of speed. We're not going to be worrying about speed. You're drifting, so you're not doing 300 kilometers an hour or anything. Not necessary. Tire alignment. This is very, very important. You want your camber as buried into your car as possible. This means you want the tops of your wheels keened inwards, so you got like you're pulling the outsides of your tires up off the ground. So when you slide, you're pressing the tire onto the ground, because when they're flat up and you start sliding, they bend outwards. You can wreck your tires doing it in real life. Not so much in this. Toe, that is like turning your toes inwards. You don't want to do that. And your front cast angle, you want that absolute maximum. This gives you more turning circle. This is also very important when it comes to turning, because I'm not going to get into the science of it because I'll be here all fucking day and I don't have that time. But you want it up there maximum to keep your tires really, really really cared out when it comes to turning. You want to make sure that your wheels have all the turn they could possibly get. And the degrees helps with the camber up the top there. So that way when you turn, you don't lose any. Springs, you want them as low as possible. You can't get this one too low, which is a damn shame. But we'll see how it goes anyway. Some nice stiff springs, because you want to hold them up. You don't want the car rocking too much. That might be a little bit too stiff. I'll probably halve that. And keep it nice and balanced. Distribute the momentum. Bam! Alright, now that might feel a little bit better for the moment. That should be all we need. Now you can see the wheels are nicely tucked underneath our camber there. This should give us a little more control in the turn. It does, it gives us a lot more control in the turn. And now we've got significant more power in that third gear. Alright, so now we can just kind of hover it around, I reckon. Clutch kick, that's where you dump in the clutch, wind up your engine, and let it go. So you keep your revs. You don't want to lose revs when you're sliding, because that'll promote the slowdown, and you lose your drift. You've got to maintain speed, RPM, and the angle of your car. Too much angle, you spin out, just like that. Too little angle, and you don't actually drift. You're not technically sideways. So you want to kind of maintain the curvature of your car in the turn. Whoa. Woo. It's a new car, new feel, new tune. That's going to be a bit. This car actually feels quite nice. With a bit of work, she'll be a beast. But after you've spent probably days and days, hours and hours tuning, feeling the car, and trying to understand where you need more, where you need less, what could use a balance out, you'll eventually get something that's pretty clean to slide. Like you can see even up in the 4th gear on the slow, she's doing well. But as you get, it doesn't have to be a Civic. You don't have to build a Civic. I just chose the Civic for the sake of showing you how to build one up. You don't have to go all out with this sort of thing. But build some cars, you know, work through it. And when you get something comfortable and you get something strong, you'll end up with something a lot like this. My BMW Coupe. Now this is an absolute dream. I have spent so long working on this that it's now just absolute crisp. You've probably seen it on Twitter, but this is my baby. And when you get your car weight and your power distribution all balanced out, you've messed with all your gearing ratios, you've set up your tires, you've set up your wheels, and you get a nice strong turning circle. I can see inside my camber. You'll end up with a very, very solid drift vehicle. And that's when it comes down to just putting the hours in to learning the car and understanding how to control it. And that's simply put as, imagine you as the car. I know it's like be one with your vehicle sort of thing, but in this case, you literally are the vehicle. You're not controlling a person, you're controlling a car. So rather than move and shoot, like what most games are, you actually have to effectively communicate with the vehicle through your controller to get it to do what you want it to do. Or with the certain button combinations to pull it off. Ooh, a little just tap there. That's alright, just a little sliding. And a little punch right there. Very nice, very nice. But you can see this thing just does as it's told, and it loves to be taught a lesson. Now let's go into difficulty settings here. I'll show you what I've got happening down here. Alright, driver tar difficulty. Forget that. It doesn't matter at the moment. We're not worrying about driving. Racing. Braking, I always keep my ABS on because locking up, that's a pain in the ass. You don't want to be trying to tap in your brake to help govern when you're maintaining your curve. You don't want to be tapping the brake and having your wheels just lock. You need them spinning. So keep your ABS on. That way you keep your wheels spinning at all times. Steering you want to set to normal if you're on a controller, but people, if you're using a fucking wheel, go to simulation. That way the wheel responds better. Traction control off, obviously. Stability control off, because you don't want the car trying to compensate for the slide to keep you straight. So you need to turn that shit off. Manual with clutch. Now I say this is fucking important. Charge, mate. How you doing? There she is. But the clutch is very important, my man. Clutch is very important. You can do it with manual. You probably can do it with automatic. I don't know. But you want to have manual for certain. You need control over where your car is gearing. Manual with clutch is also important because the clutch dump, you really need to know how to kick that thing. I'll talk about that when it comes. Tire wear, damage, keep that on cosmetic, but if you want to get really good, chuck it on simulation and work on keeping your car alive. The longer you can keep your car flipping around those tracks, the better. But for practice sake, let's keep it on cosmetic because we're going to be crashing into shit. It always happens. Set that in and we're good to go. Okay, so the clutch kick. When it comes to a clutch kick, it's generally coming when you enter a corner. You hold your clutch in, and what that does is your engine lets go of the car. See, I'm still rolling, there's no compression. It's all just on the bearings of the wheels. And when you get the revs up, you let it go, so does your car. The wheels just let go. So
you have arrived at your destination.
Enter the corner, clutch in, steer, revs up, let go. And your car will slide. And you just want to practice doing that by throwing your car around the corner. Doesn't matter if you spin out, you just want to practice winding up, jumping the clutch as you turn in, and letting your arse end fucking bolt around that corner. So keep that up, clutch in, revs up, let go of the clutch, and it'll just burn right around. And then next you want to practice catching it. So once you've worked out how to get the car to slide and turn itself around the corner, you want to counter steer to catch the momentum. That's when the real drifting starts. So rather than just spin like that, you face the other way, which is what happens. You steer into it to catch it. And when you catch it, that's when the slide starts. It's all about letting off and putting it on the right amount of time, so that way you keep it forward. Because if you don't catch it, you spin out. If you do catch it, but you catch too much, you straighten. And when you straighten, you start to fishtail. Fishtailing you want to do, but you want to do it very carefully. Fishtailing is a little bit more advanced, but at the moment, you just want to practice just doing that. Just getting the car to whip around the corner. You're not doing anything fancy. You just want to learn the control. So you clutch in, steer, let go. There you go. See that? See how much grunt that gave? Because if you don't use the clutch, it has an auto clutch, which means that as soon as you don't start rolling straight away. See how that it kind of revved up a bit and then it dropped? That's the problem with not having the clutch. That's less control. You need that shit happening when on time. So with the clutch in, you can wind it up, let it go on cue. Bam, she's away. And that's how you do it. You just kick the clutch. You lose revs, you go up a gear, and you need to keep those. This car's really strong. So the revs are down. Rather than dropping a gear, you kick the clutch. And when you hit the clutch, it winds your engine up and it keeps your revs up high. Your wheels let go. Obviously, you're not going to be doing that in gear 6, but it's good to get my revs down. This car is so powerful that you don't generally have to kick the clutch. You can just punch the accelerator and away she goes. But in many other cars, the wheels won't let go. There's not enough power. Tap the clutch and the wheels will go for it. So you're looking at like a high-end B class, A class and upwards. I lost my spoiler. So that's essentially drifting. But before you start doing the fine-tuned stuff like what I'm doing here, there's so much more that you need to really put the time into, such as fishtailing. And I'll show you guys what fishtailing is. It's probably pretty self-explanatory, but for those who don't know,
You have arrived at your
terrible spell, I'm
destination.
not even trying now. I'll show what a fishtail is. So we'll do that in first here, just on the stretch. So you get it going, and a fishtail is just throwing it on a straight line, just like that. Left and right, left and right, left and right. It's basically how you drift on a straight road. You practice throwing the fishtail into the corner, which is not what I did just then.
You have arrived at your destination.
This is where the fishtailing comes in the chain together. And there you go. Getting lost in it now. Just feels so good. Alright, back to HQ. Alright, let's go over it all again. I'll be right back. Just for a recap. Okay, so recap time. Let's go back over it in a little bit more detail. We'll start right from the beginning. So, beginners, get yourself a rally car. Okay, get yourself a rally car. I'm going to get in the Subaru right now. This is what I would recommend. Right here, 2005 Subaru WRX STI Impreza. Fucking amazing car, I'll tell you what. Now, because this is off-road, it is tuned a little bit differently. The only real difference is you keep your wheels nice and sturdy, lift it as high as you can to give as much ground clearance underneath. And you want all the acceleration power you can feed it. And this, I believe, is a B2? Not too sure, but this thing is a machine. It's four-wheel drive, so drifting on tar is a lot harder. I'll demonstrate that now. Because the wheels grab, so you're not necessarily counter steering, you're just kind of power sliding. You throw it into the corner and steer out of it. The counter steer, because the front wheels will pull you out of the turn. So you only throw yourself in, catch it, and then you pull yourself out. You don't counter steer too much. You got to do it all in one. And if you're not fast enough, you'll grab and it'll throw you around everywhere. This track might be a little bit tight for this car. And you'll be using the handbrake a lot. Oh yeah, too much. Okay, so with this car, because we're learning, this is for beginners' sake, people who haven't ever slid a car in their life, didn't even know drifting was a thing. We're going to take this to a little field just over here. This one looks pretty good. Right there.
Turn left.
Somewhere nice and open.
In 200 meters, turn right.
Basically what I'm going to show you now is drills to do that will help
Turn right.
refine your ability to get a car sliding and hold it sliding. And the big open space, kind of like a parking lot, will give you plenty of room to do that. Just this way you don't have to worry too much about crashing it. You got all the room you need.
You have arrived at
Here we
your
go.
destination.
Nice field right here on the right. It's a bit hilly, but we'll deal with it. This thing's a beast. So you want to just sit out in the field and start just bush bashing, mate. Just start doing burnouts, donuts, big, wide donuts. And practice dropping down gears. Tighten your circle and tapping your handbrake to keep it in control. And you want to just try and point things out, like chase the rabbits. You know what I mean? Chase the rabbits. Find things that will get you moving your car in strange positions. Find views that you like. Personally, I like the front view because it gives me a better idea of where the front of my car is, but it's loud as fuck. So we're just gonna go. We're gonna stick to this. You want to practice sliding around in your four-wheel drive and just munching it. Now the good thing about these is I can get it to set, and now I don't even have to do anything. I'm just holding the accelerator, and the momentum versus the forward pull is just holding it all down. But I'm not steering or anything. It's just going on its own, all in a circle. Now I can tap the clutch in, let it go, and it'll start sliding the other way. The clutch is very important. That's also what you want to be practicing. The clutch will allow you with your direction changes. When you're turning left, your car's going to clutch in, and you only let it go when you're in the slide. So while you're turning, you let go of the clutch to give the wheels back to the road, so that way the wheels will instantly match the speed of the road under you, rather than spin or slow you down. This will stop the compression braking, and it'll stop the wheels losing traction. So as soon as you hold it in, it's just all slides. See how they just kind of see how it works there. So I put it in, it's now matching, I let it go, and I'm back into the slide. They're spinning super fast. Now it's the wheels are matching the road. I say the road. But that's what the clutch is for. It's about having the control of when you're actually putting the power into the slide. So the clutch will slow you down. You can use it to pull you out if you oversteer. Use the clutch to let go of the engine, let go of the wheels. You can pull your car back into a straight up. And you can actually hear when I use the clutch because the valve bounce will go like just like that. Go up a gear. So once you, that's enough, there you go. Okay, so once you're confident with your sliding, you're feeling good, start to get some control about it. Make aim for things. Set up 3 gates and slide through them. Use the handbrake to tighten or widen your steers, your curves. And start doing a little bit of gymkhana. This is where you get your car controlling. This is where you start able to really practice communicating with your vehicle. Start becoming more one with it. And that's when you get the good level of confidence, you can start just bombing around, sliding in stuff. You'll see your target and how to get into it. Oh, that was a bit late. Before you even get to it, you'll be able to sight your slide, know exactly what you need to do with your car, to get it to do exactly what you want it to do, such as being around trees and not smack into them. And then when you've done that, when you feel good about that, you put the hours in, you practiced, and you're sliding around trees without touching them, bring it to the tar road. You don't have to change your car yet, bring it to the tar road. This is when you start practicing your fishtailing. Because you want to keep on the road, you're not going to have all the space of the paddock. So you're going to need to control and concentrate your slides. And this is how you fishtail. This is how you keep your drift counts going without actually needing a road. And then without actually needing a corner. And then you practice throwing your fishtails into bends. And when you work your fishtail into the slides, into the corners, that's when you know that you've started picking it up. And then once you've got your corners happening, that's when you practice your gearing, making sure that you've got the right gear up, the right amount of revs for the right size of corner, for the right strength of turn. So as you get the tighter corners, you go down a gear to reduce speed. Tap your handbrake if you really need to get that thing out. Oh, would you please be quiet? Let's get out of this red circle. We've got a nice series of S-bends coming up here. Let's see how we go. Hey, that should be Jesus. Dodging traffic and stuff is also a good way to get yourself conditioned to it. Oh, this is a nice setup. I like this. Oh, not knocked down. I need to go up a gear. But see how I straightened out? That's the thing with the 4-wheel drives. They want to give you absolute control of all purposes. The sliding out is generally an emergency situation. So tap the handbrake to bypass that. You don't want to just like tap it like a gentle little kiss. You want to kind of give it a good little press. You want to make sure you hold that in for a good bit to let your tyre actually start letting go. So once you've whipped out enough, I'm losing revs, so I want to drop down a little bit. And as you can see, you start working, get a bit messy here. You start working your slides and your fishtails into corners. And it's all about timing your fishtail so that you land on the right or left-hand turn as you approach it. Now I'm on a really skinny road here. It's better to get onto those bigger highways. And I'm sure we'll come across one of those eventually. So just practice and sliding left and right. This loves 5th gear. I should be able to go up one. Oh, there's a car. Woo! Clutch in. Clutch in. So you hit the clutch as your car goes to face straight. That'll pull it into the next turn. Dump the clutch to keep your wheels absolutely gunning. So this way you don't lose any revs. You've got all the RPM and it stays up nice and high. And you're not slowing down when you straighten out because of the compression. You only really want to be on the accelerator when you're sliding. There you go, we're getting onto some bigger roads here, so. Just keep working the fishtail, keep working the fishtail. Here we go, this is a nice road right here. So rock one side of the road to the next, one side of the road to the next. Straighten up as you cross the medium strip, slide on the opposite side. Now practice try and go in between the poles. This will give you a little more practice on the aiming stack. Well, you don't want to be running on that too long because you'll slow down a lot. Speed back up. Dodging traffic's always fun. Focus on the big road. I hope he didn't think I was going to race him. Because I certainly was not. Now what I'm doing now that it's wet, it is absolutely gliding. The four-wheel drive is just loving this. It's like skating on ice. And I have complete control of where I'm putting it. When I want the slide to occur, what I want to dodge, what I want to hit, what I don't want to hit. Might even go up a gear. Here we go, let's get some speed up. And it's all about practicing the timing of that clutch, avoiding traffic, and practicing that car control. Gave it a little bit too much there. But that's when you get confident with that, like I can fishtail all day. I could probably do it all the way up this highway and just never stop. And I'll just forever be racking up my multiplier, which is actually still going up despite the crashes. I don't know why that is. But once you get to that stage, that's when you can roll to two-wheel drive and start practicing the exact same way. Get the two-wheel drive, take it to somewhere like a parking lot, not to road, dirt this time, you want it on tar, because two-wheel drive don't work so good on the dirt road. There's some nice parking lots where you can just kind of slide around doing similar things. Practice your fishtailing, any car control. And you won't be able to just pick up any car and have it work straight away. You got to put the time in, you got to put the effort in, you got to grow your car. You have to learn how it works, understand where you need things to drop off or where you need things to increase. And eventually, after working in that tuning section long enough, you'll be able to just put your car in through anything. If you can, blocking it, mate. If you can, blocking it. His little Ford Escort or whatever it is that he drives. If you're having trouble getting your wheels to spin and you're still too high in the revs, go up a gear or slow down a bit. Tap the brake. Because if you're going too fast in too low of a gear, you've got no resistance of the actual weight of the car. Because the weight of the car will resist against the wheels pushing you forward, which is what actually lets go of the car. Lets the traction lets go. So I'm too low gear, so my wheels aren't letting go. I'm too high, so I can't get up. And I bunch it up a gear. Bunch it up a gear, keep the clutch in and dump it. You don't want to let go of that accelerator, because if you do, you have to wind it back up again. So clutch in, let it go. And it gives you a little kick. You can see even in the car there. Oh, you see the back end kind of kick down. That's it going, that's grabbing and it's throwing you forward. That's what you want to happen. But if you're too fast, your wheels don't let go. So you go up a couple gear, and then you bang it. This is a four-wheel drive, so it's not going to let go too quickly. So you need to force that to happen with the handbrake. But you get a nice, powerful two-wheel drive at the back end there. You'll have no worries hitting the accelerator and just smoking up the highway. I'm actually having way too much fun with this. So I'm going to change over to my other car now. We'll get into one of the Formula Drift vehicles. Cars. No, it's not. It's literally just in the standard menu right here. Change car. Hey. Right. Oh, no. We'll go for okay. Formula Drift cars. Now they all have their different stats. They all have their different things, but essentially they perform the same thing. And the thing that you will notice that every single one of them is rear-wheel drive. They've all got the strength. They've all got the power. They're all roughly the same setups, but they're all different weights, different levels of power. You can check your power to weights here by looking at over here. You got 1,000. That's 1,100 newton meters of torque with 735 kilowatts of power at 1,400 kilos. That's pretty good. But then you go up here, see how it's different? It'll behave different. You got more power, more torque, more weight. Well, same weight. It's actually lighter, which means it's going to be like way stronger on the wheels. That's going to grab more than that will. That'll have much more strength to keep the wheels spinning than that. So it'll be different situations. You'll want to keep your revs steady. That one you can be gunning it. But it really just comes down to preference. What sort of style you like. They'll all perform. It just comes down to how you use them, how you tune them, how you build them, and how you want to drive. And this is another little beast. This is a Formula Drift car, but I've touched it up. I've done some time tuning. I've spent probably longer on this one than the BMW, but this is for more open road stuff, not quite for the tighter tracks, which is where I drive my Beamer. This one here will love these wider corners, these bigger lengths, because it's got the higher speed with the lower ratio. And I don't even need the clutch with this. The sheer power of the car will do it just fine. It wastes no time getting those revs back up. It does not need to worry about losing traction, it doesn't need to worry about keeping traction. And it's nice and heavy that if I let it off right, I can let go of the accelerator and it'll slow down. So I can control my speed with ease just by letting it off a little bit. I can control my strength around the corner. And when everything happens, when I downshift, when I upshift, when the wheels grab the ground, when the ground grabs the wheels. It's all about knowing when to combine them. And the difference between a four-wheel drive and a two-wheel drive is like the difference between easy difficulty on Guitar Hero and expert. So it's all the same buttons. You just got to punch them in a more complex order. It just takes a little bit more maintenance. Like you'll be feathering the throttle rather than just flat chatting it. You'll be kind of wobbling the steer. You'll be trying to like flicking it left and right. You'll be tapping your clutch. It'll all the same buttons, just happening more frequently in richer patterns. And then once you get that down and you know exactly what button you need to push at exactly what time, you're going to have no problems mastering it. And much like myself, you're going to be spending hours practicing just getting the timings perfect, getting everything clean. God, this feels so good. I don't believe there's any other way to drive, honestly. There's no other way to do it. Anyone can drive in a straight line, you know? Oh mate, this is beautiful. Smoking up these fucking corners, mate. I'm placing tracks all over the place. But yeah, you memorize your corner angles and what gear you need for them. It's another thing you're going to be doing. That'll happen naturally, especially if you're a manual driver already. You'll already know how that works. You essentially follow the same gears. So if it's a third gear corner, you can still use third gear. Just smash it. Just you won't be using it on low revs, putting around. You'll be thumping it at absolute max. Trying to crawl around that corner sideways. Oh, that's actually something that I didn't speak about in gearing. Now that we're on two-wheel drive, there is something in the tuning there. Sorry, not gearing, but tuning. That's very important, and that's your braking. Oh, I might play some Call of the Wild later. There's a nice buck in there. Another time. But your brakes, you want to kind of favour the rear. You want to have more pressure at the back end than you do at the front end. So that way when you hit the brake, your car straightens out. It grabs at the back more than it grabs at the front, and you can actually straighten your car out. So that way you can bounce between the accelerator and the brake to turn the front of your car left and right, where the stick won't. So you're not turning your car with the wheels. You're using that to sustain your rotation around the corner. You're stopping it. You're using that to keep you sliding in the right direction. The brake and the accelerator is what you'll use to keep your angle to the corner. Like you want to keep nice and sideways. So you'll be using your brake and accelerator to like turn your car left and right in the slide. Whereas the steering will be used to just maintain the sideways. So you see how there I tap the brake and immediately my car comes forward. I use the accelerator further and it whips me out. So accelerate to deepen the slide, brake to pull it out. And that's because the back wheels are grabbing first before the front wheels grab. Hold it down a little bit longer and all wheels grab. If they only grab the back wheels for as long as I press it, that fraction of a second. Pump it out. But work that fishtail, work the timing of the brakes, work the timing of the, whoa, there it is. I knew that was coming. Work the timing of the brakes, work the timing of your clutch. And it's all about where you put it. Now I'll show you the brakes here. Now it's at about 50%, right? Oh, I haven't got the right brake on here. Where is it? 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 It's not there! Oh wait, there it is. Now you want it towards the back. Brr. There we go. No, that's not it. That's my tire pressure. And it always goes up. I don't know why it keeps popping up like that. Stay nice and low. There we go. All right, the brake. Favour the rear with it. Oh, it's locked. I haven't got that one. It's probably because the drift car's already set up to do it. But with my Beamer, I've had to change that up. This is a Formula Drift car, so it's not letting me tamper with the brakes, probably because they're already set up to be this way. But, nonetheless, if you're not having a drift car, you want to favour the rear. Not heaps, just a little bit, about 3 to 6%, maybe even up to 10, depending on the weight of the car, how heavy it is. You're just working it, clutch in. That's the clutch in. I clutch kick basically between the turns. I use the clutch in to whip me into the next one. Clutch in, there it is. Oh. Didn't see that corner coming, I was watching my bum. Oh man, these two-wheelers do not like the off-road. Alright, so I got my clutch in right now, that's why I'm just coasting, I'm not really losing speed. Oh, I'm just going to let you go. Boom, there she goes. Clutch out. You want to wind her up, let it go. We call that the clutch dump, because you're winding up, let it go. But a clutch kick is where you're just kind of tapping it. Which is essentially all you need to do when it comes to cornering. You just tap it at max revs. There she goes. Then you work your fishtails, put them into the corners. If you're coming up short on the corner, you're not going fast enough. Up to you. If you're overturning the corner, down again. This road is super tight. Fucking magic, that felt so good. Just working these fishtails, man, working these fishtails. Clutch in, let it go. There she is, perfect. Clutch in, Brake, let it go. Touch in, let it go. Or I was maybe a little bit too high in the revs. Now, that's another rule that I'll let you know right now since it's coming up. The valve bouncing. This is a valve bounce. You hear it bouncing off the high end of the revs? You don't want to do that. You want to hover like this. You don't want to be valve bouncing. That actually does affect how your car slides too. So when you're in the higher speeds especially, you get a valve bounce and you'll actually lose control. It can throw your car around a little bit. So you want to try and work on just not hitting the accelerator so hard. You just want to be easy. And you only want your wheels to let go, just enough to start spinning on the spot. You don't want to be fucking lighting fires, and we're not Back to the Future here in the DeLorean. We're not trying to get the rubbers to light up. We don't want to burn our tyres, we don't want to pop them, because that's another thing that'll happen too on cosmetic damage. The tyres will bust. So you have to make sure that you reset your car every now and then. Just start up an event and then exit it, or fucking fast travel or whatever. Usually I just pull into Horizon HQ and then leave again. Whoa. Yeah, you don't want to be bouncing off the valves. You don't want to be having your car singing too greatly, because this way you can't go up if you need to. It's also very important. You want to keep it nice and low so you can give it a little bit extra when you need that little bit extra. If you're up too high, you can't give it the extra juice when you need it. I didn't see this coming, so I'm probably not ready for it, but let's give it a go. I've already got 3 stars for it, so I've definitely finished it at some point.
At your destination.
130. I don't know what my PB is. 136. It's not bad. Top 38%. That's kind of sad, actually. Must be an old one. I'll go back out there and fucking get that up in the top 15%, top 7%. Here's another good spot for fishtailing. Just work your way through the... Oh, that was a speed trap. Try and work your way through the poles without hitting them. Go down here, actually. Don't want to be going too fast for that. Good spot for sliding in this one. I haven't used the clutch, I haven't changed gears. I've just been using purely accelerate or no accelerate. And the brake. Good spot for it. The road's nice and tight. The corners are relatively identical each time around, so it takes the same stuff. Alright, we're out of the city now. Fucking hell. They get pretty tight, man. They get pretty tight. But I hope there's been some sort of measure of education. If you do have any questions about the sliding, the car control, or fucking anything we've really gone over, anything on the tuning, and anything a little bit more advanced that I haven't gone over, feel free to ask. As the YouTubers would say, in the comments below. And I'll do another video, I'll do more about it, I'll break it down into more advanced stuff, I'll script something out. You know, I'm just kind of freelancing it here right now. I haven't scripted anything, I'm just kind of telling you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And then telling you why I'm doing it. Oh, dirt is way different to park. You want to be on a 4-wheel drive up here. It's handling okay, but it's not easy at all. It's just... Because when you don't want it to slide when you're on the tar, it slides when you're on the dirt. When you're not expecting it to spin out, it'll just let go. Oh, there's a jump there too. That's something you don't get on the fucking road too often. Alright, here we go. Back on the good stuff. It's wet, so it's really hard to keep my revs down. There's so little friction on the road. Now I'm just kind of playing around. I've pretty much gone over everything, so now I'm just kind of putting around the sideways on the corners, giving me a bit of entertainment, I suppose, if it's that good. Oh, this is a nice road. I reckon the Beamer would love this. That was pretty close. This is a nice little stretch. I like this going. This is good, man. Up a gear. Let's make it stronger. Let's fucking rough it. Let's go, boys. Now this car only has 4. It's not like a 6-gear machine, but it only needs 4. It still does like 230, 240 in the top gear, top of 4. Oh, too much. If you need to slow down in a hurry, drop gears, use your compression, as well as braking. Sorry, bud. Another thing that's fantastic about Forza and the way the vibration works in the controller, you actually, after a while, as you start to learn your cars and you start to feel it, you get a bit of experience under your belt, you start to recognize the car's behavior simply in the vibrations. You know when your car's letting go or when you've hit something, you know when you've got enough torque, when, like how much actual slide or how much friction you've lost, how much traction you've lost. And you can actually make those acute adjustments without even looking at your car. You can just know what's happening simply by the feel of the controller. And it's fucking brilliant. Like it's really, really effective. It works so well for me, at least. I can feel so much in my controller, and it gives me so much information about what's happening to my vehicle, to my wheels. I can feel whether I'm sliding enough or too much. I can feel every valve bounce. Oh, and it's a loop too. Look at this, guys. This is a full lap around the top half of this mountain. Oh, this is clean shit. There she goes. Alright, let's go to Horizon HQ and fucking bench around the Beamer. This thing is an absolute saint. It's fucking amazing car. Amazing car. I can't believe I've been sleeping on this thing for so long. Oh, mate. Oh, that noise of V12. It's heavy as fuck, but the power, the sheer power that's under it. Oh man, it's got 7 gears, so I can be doing this at big speeds, but the higher gears, I've got the higher gears set up for transportation, so initially I'll only be drifting in my 4s, 5, 6 and 7. They don't like to let go of the road too much, see? I can't just let go of the clutch and pump my revs up. I actually have to drop back the gear. Like, it loves it, don't get me wrong, mate. It's just, it takes a little bit more. You gotta be a bit rude. You gotta really kind of be a little more aggressive at the higher speeds. But down here in the 3rds and the 4ths, mate, she'll love you back. She will. Oh, that's a car. Woo. You know what I mean? She loves you back, mate. She loves you back. You're like, I need to miss that car, and she will. You tell her to miss that car, she'll miss that car. And then you put her in the garage and she'll miss you. Oh, this is a beautiful vehicle. Fantastic piece of machinery. Oh, it's a tight corner. Didn't see that coming. He's letting go of the road like mad, but this rain is killer. Oh mate, I'm gonna rush from this car. While it's wet, I got an opportunity to do some nice high speeders here. Let's go. Come on, let it go, let it go. Oh mate, thank you so much. And I'm cutting these so close. I'm sitting here like, how fucking close can I cut these? Oh, this is magic. And I love that this is a lap too. I can just hit this grip circle all day. Thank you, sweetheart. Every time that happens, every time I think I'm gonna get fucked up on that, I thank my car when it doesn't happen. Now it gets really tight up here, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I love this roundabout. This is gold. Third. Oh, no, third is too much. It's a very tight roundabout. Oh my god. Get in between them. Yeah. Might be a little bit open. I don't like bouncing on fourth. And it doesn't block fifth. I didn't see you in the shadow, you sneaky cunt. Alright, I'm going to the fucking Horizon. Let's go. Let's go to Horizon HQ. You don't get fucking AI drivers at Horizon HQ.
Forzathon Live.
Oh, you do one
begin
single player,
shortly.
by the way.
Good luck.
Alright, let's fucking go.
Forzathon Live will begin soon.
Oh, I
Good
know, sweetheart. You let me know. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Right, now, in this Beamer, I'll be spending a majority of it fourth gear.
You have arrived at your destination.
And I'll be giving it nearly nothing. Just a casual slide. Oh man, it's like satin on silk. That's when bouncing is appropriate, when you actually need to give it that extra punch. This moment here, bang, 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 just to get that extra bit forward.
Forzathon Live will begin shortly. Good luck.
You're going to keep saying that this entire lap set, aren't you? Well then, that's going to piss me off. Let's go, big drift, big drift, big drift, big drift, one corner, two corner, up the fourth, gun it. Here comes corner three. And then count around to corner
Forza
4.
Live will begin
Oh, that was
soon.
absolutely
Good
magic.
luck.
Fucking yes. Oh, God. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. She does not
You have
disappoint,
arrived
guys.
early.
Alright, for anyone
Forzathon
interested,
Live will begin soon.
right here.
Forzathon Live will begin shortly.
Alright,
Good
shut
luck.
up. Please, be quiet. Oh, God. Alright, the M6 Coupe, Forza Edition. The 2013 BMW. This is the car that I am in. I have just completely kitted it out as strong as I can get it and then forced it to make sure, just go in there and double check to make sure it stays rear wheel drive. If you really want to and you want to use it as a practice car, you can make it 4-wheel drive. Just remember to lift it and take it out in the paddock somewhere. Give that thing a good old fang around. She'll make a fantastic rally car too. If you're into the rally, which is kind of running parallel with drifting. Drifting is very much necessary in rally because the dirt is slippery as hell under the tyres. But rally, drifting, she'll work great. And if you want to get a good setup, I'm pretty sure you can actually search my tuning setup. My tunes, yes it is, there it is. You can actually grab the tuning setup and it will set up your tyres, it'll set up your springs. You don't even have to go through any of all of that. You get your coupe, jump in here, look for me. I guess Captain Dead Plank is just find him, find his tuning setup. There you go. And that shit'll dress it up nicely. That way you don't have to worry about going through and doing all of the maths and stuff. And all of the hours, it'll just be there. And then from there, you can tamper with it as much as you want. It doesn't affect it. Like on the online area, you can just chuck it on there to start your setup. I call it the beginner one because it'll make your car nice and easy for getting it happening, getting the learning streak on, putting some solid sideways hours in. I don't think it's too pricey either, actually, for the car. I'm not sure how much it's worth. But then, just playing, you don't even have to race to earn money. Just do those wheel spins. Fucking, you'll get magic stuff out of it. Oh, fantastic. She loves that corner. She does. Alright, well, that bitch is going to keep on yapping away. I'm sure I can probably turn her off, but if I go too much longer, it's going to be fucking... Oh, God, please. It's going to be fucking a big download. But if you're still there, Charge, if that's still you lurking around there, much love, my dude. I'm going to give you another lap. I'm going to call it. Alright, let's go.
Forzathon Live will begin soon. Good luck. You have arrived at your destination.
I love it when I see other drifters on the track. I don't think you meant to go in there.
Arrived early. Forzathon Live will begin soon.
Alright, because that was short and a lot of fun, I'm going to do another lap.
Good luck. You have arrived at your destination.
Loves it, mate. She eats it up.
Good luck. arrived early. Forzathon Live will begin soon.
There we go. And that's drifting. Hopefully I gave enough information to make a significant YouTube video out of that. I'll cut it all up to pieces and fucking make something up. But hey, loyal lurker, thanks for hanging out. You guys are the lifeblood of the small streamer community. And I hope to see you on the YouTube there somewhere. And I hope that if you are drifting right now, it's because I taught you something. Alright, much love, my people, no matter where you are in the world. Good morning, good evening, good night. That's that Ron Burgundy or whatever his name is. Much love, my people, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.